When young Sheldon announced its spin-off Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, fans were excited to see more of Sheldon Cooper's older brother, Georgie, and his journey into adulthood with Mandy. However, the latest buzz surrounding the show has fans even more intrigued. An unexpected but beloved character from young Sheldon is set to make a surprising return. But how is this possible? And what does their return mean for Georgie and Mandy's story? A spin-off with a fresh yet familiar perspective. Before diving into the mystery character's return, let's set the stage. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage follows Georgie Cooper, Montana Jordan, and Mandy McAllister, Emily Osment, as they navigate married life after their unplanned pregnancy led them to tie the knot. The series shifts the focus away from Sheldon's eccentric genius and instead highlights the struggles of young parenthood, financial hardships, and the emotional complexities of a whirlwind romance. This new approach provides a refreshing look at the young Sheldon universe, while still keeping the humor and heart that made the original show a success. But, given that young Sheldon is a prequel to The Big Bang Theory, fans are wondering how certain characters, especially those who might not have been around during TBBT, could make their way back into the fold. A shocking return. Who is it? The showrunners have managed to keep the identity of the returning character under wraps for a while, but hints have surfaced, and fan speculation has been running wild. Now, sources confirm that the fan-favorite character making a comeback is none other than Mima's ex-boyfriend, Dr. John Sturgis Wallace Shawn. Yes, that Dr. Sturgis, the quirky, kind-hearted physicist who once dated Sheldon's beloved grandmother, Mima Annie Potts. Fans adored his eccentricity, his genuine love for science, and the wholesome charm he brought to the show. While he and Mima ultimately parted ways, his influence on Sheldon's intellectual development and his presence in the Cooper family's orbit left a lasting impact. But how and why is he coming back? The mystery of Dr. Sturgis' return. Given that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is set after young Sheldon, one big question arises. What is Dr. Sturgis doing in Georgie and Mandy's world? Here are a few possible explanations. 1. A surprise connection to Mandy's family. While Dr. Sturgis was closely tied to Sheldon's life, we never really saw him interact much with Mandy in young Sheldon. What if he somehow has a connection to Mandy's family? Could he be an old professor of one of her relatives? Or maybe even a distant family friend? If he crosses paths with Mandy and Georgie again, it could lead to some amusing interactions, especially if Georgie struggles to remember who he is. 2. Mima's unfinished business. Even though Mima and Dr. Sturgis broke up, that doesn't mean their story is entirely over. Perhaps Dr. Sturgis returns to Texas for some unresolved reason, maybe a scientific project, a personal journey, or even an attempt to reconnect with Mima. If he stumbles upon Georgie and Mandy's world, his presence could stir up old emotions and create new comedic and heartfelt moments. 3. A mentorship role for Georgie. While Dr. Sturgis was a mentor to Sheldon, what if he ends up mentoring Georgie in an unexpected way? Georgie has always been more business-minded than academically inclined, but he could still benefit from an outside perspective, especially as he juggles marriage, fatherhood, and financial pressures. Perhaps Dr. Sturgis provides unexpected wisdom that helps Georgie mature and navigate his responsibilities. 4. A random, hilarious coincidence. Of course, given Dr. Sturgis' eccentric nature, his return could be completely coincidental. Maybe he's just passing through town and bumps into the Cooper family at the grocery store, leading to a classic awkward yet endearing encounter. Sometimes, the best character returns are the ones that don't follow a grand narrative, but simply exist for the joy of seeing them again. What this means for the show. The return of Dr. Sturgis signals a lot of exciting possibilities for Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. While the show is carving out its own identity apart from young Sheldon, bringing back a beloved character helps maintain a sense of continuity and nostalgia that fans love. Additionally, his return could add new layers of humor and heart. Dr. Sturgis' interactions with Georgie, Mandy, and even Meemaw could provide some of the show's funniest and most touching moments. He has a unique way of looking at the world, and his presence might even serve as a reminder of how much things have changed for the Cooper family. The fan reaction. Ever since rumors of Dr. Sturgis' return surfaced, fans have been ecstatic. Many took to social media to express their excitement, reminiscing about his funniest moments in young Sheldon. His charmingly awkward dynamic with Meemaw, his earnest fascination with the universe, and his interactions with Sheldon remain highlights of the show. A lot of fans are also speculating about what his return could mean for Meemaw. Could there still be a spark between them? Would his presence make things complicated, especially if Meemaw has moved on? Whether the show addresses this or not, his return will undoubtedly stir some emotions. Could other characters follow? Dr. Sturgis' return raises another question. Could more fan-favorite characters from young Sheldon pop up in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage? Some possibilities include Tam Nguyen, Sheldon's childhood best friend, who hasn't been seen much in the later seasons of young Sheldon. Pastor Jeff, his quirky dynamic with the Cooper family has always been entertaining. Billy Sparks, the oddball neighbor, could bring some comedic relief. Paige Swanson, Sheldon's academic rival, could return in an unexpected way, possibly connecting with Mandy or Georgie. The success of Dr. Sturgis' return might pave the way for even more familiar faces. Final thoughts. The return of Dr. John Sturgis in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is a nostalgic treat for young Sheldon fans. Whether he's there for unfinished business, a surprising new connection, or just a bit of comic relief, his presence adds another layer of charm to the spin-off. As the show continues, it will be interesting to see how it balances fresh storytelling with callbacks to its predecessor. If handled well, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage could become not just a worthy successor to young Sheldon, but a beloved series in its own right. What do you think about Dr. Sturgis' return? Are there any other characters from young Sheldon you'd love to see again?